Your customer, a home based chocolate making company, has received a lot of recognition in recent years for producing high quality chocolates. The entrepreneur learned all about chocolate making during the pandemic by watching YouTube tutorials and has no formal training. A few days ago, he backed a project that could be a life changer. His client is demanding 40 kilograms of true chocolate per batch. Several trials were carried out to upscale production, but all of them resulted in chocolates that had a hammy flavor and were acidic. He's uncertain of the cause and is seeking an expert's assessment. So let's take a look at the case setting here. The case setting here is a chocolatier is trying to scale up his production to meet the customer demand. But during trials, he faced several issues which gave him chocolates that gave a slightly hammy flavor. He wants to know what went wrong with the process and how it can be prevented in future. So first let's discuss and understand the chocolate making process in order to decipher at what stage something might have got wrong. The chocolate making process can be divided into two stages: upstream processing and downstream processing. Upstream processing includes harvesting the pods, fermentation, and drying, which are usually carried out by cocoa planters themselves. Downstream processing involves all essential steps that are necessary to make chocolate that we all know and love. The chocolate making process begins by harvesting pods and picking the right pods. So, what I mean by picking the right pods is ripened pods. If pods are unripe, then the resultant chocolate is going to be low in cocoa butter and sugar content, and it will manifest itself as bitter notes in your end product. These pods are then subjected to a fermentation process where they are cut open, and both the cocoa beans as well as the pulp surrounding the bean is subjected to a three-stage fermentation process during which you have various microorganisms, mainly yeast and bacteria, acting on the sugar present in pulp, converting it into various chemicals responsible for yielding cocoa flavor. Both under and over fermentation can lead to off flavors. Suppose your pods are under fermented, it might manifest itself as bittery notes in your end product. And in case of over fermentation, your chocolates will have hammy notes as what is observed by your client due to excessive production of isobutyric acid. Typically, fermentation lasts for about 7 days, after which pods are sun dried and packaged for shipping. The next part is downstream processing of your cocoa beans. This begins with roasting of beans at very high temperatures of 120 to 140 degrees Celsius for about 20 to 30 minutes. The idea of roasting is to trigger Maillard browning reaction, which contribute to generation of volatile flavor components, thereby enhancing the overall flavor profile of your cocoa beans. Apart from that, roasting helps in reducing microbial load and also the water content of your product. After roasting, shell is separated from nib. Nib, which serves as starting material for chocolate production, is rich in both cocoa solids and cocoa butter. Nibs are usually ground using a roller, and the rolling action generates enough heat to melt your cocoa butter, which results in formation of something called cocoa liquor. And this cocoa liquor is rich in cocoa particles, and the particle size is around 20 to 30 micrometer. Then comes the blending stage where all ingredients like your cocoa liquor, then cocoa butter, sugar, and milk are mixed together. The blend is mixed thoroughly with the help of a grinder, which aids in further reduction of particle size. This process of refinement of texture and flavor is called conching. So, how is flavor and texture enhanced with the help of conching? There is constant interaction between cocoa solids and cocoa butter. okay, which enables flavor generation. Also, the acidity that was developed during fermentation phase is lowered by introducing air. The next step is very crucial to get a good mouthfeel in your end product. It's called tempering. So the idea behind tempering is you're subjecting your chocolate to melting, cooling, and reheating steps till desired fat crystal polymorph is formed. The ideal one for chocolate with a good mouthfeel, good snap, glossy finish is beta 5 polymer. If your chocolate has beta 6 polymer, which is most stable form of cocoa butter fat polymer, it results in chocolates that are soft, non-glossy, and non-snappy. Tempering therefore aims to maximize desirable macroscopic structure of chocolate. Finally, you have molding and packaging. So, molding and packaging should be done well properly. If these are not done properly, it can result in several defects like sugar bloom. So, packaging material. So, the client here is experiencing issue with the scale up process, most likely because his cocoa beans are not of good quality and they have been over fermented. So he needs to contact the supplier for this issue. Thank you for staying with me through the video. In case you have any queries, please feel free to put them in the comment section and I'll get back at the earliest.